Okay, hey everybody. Let's all get started. Hope everybody's having a pretty good Wednesday so far. For me, it's been a little uneventful, but I spent all day at the DMV, so that was fun. But anyway, let's just get right into programming. Okay, so I'm trying to remember, where was I? Okay, I think we were doing the rejoin screen. Okay, so here we set the state. We do start, join. Okay, so let's see. Host, and we'll start a host. So private. What is it? Start host command, right? Similarly, it's messenger start client command. So start host scene game components, get component. First you need to copy this type. Component keys, start host. Then I'll just copy this over. Right, start client command, start client. Okay, so now we have that. Start host. So type would be new. Then port would be rejoin info port. And then password. Otherwise, we start the client. Let's copy all this data over. Okay. Then what do we set the state to? Okay, we should be, technically here we're starting the host and not the server. Basically what we want to do here is we want to wait until we're connected, and then once we become connected we just go right into the loading screen. Right, so we'll need to register for this server state updates and things like that. Get component, server info. Alright, and then here, it's not a scene component. So we'll need a new listener janitor. So type hi listener int, then it's server info connection dot enter state messenger, and then we'll have a new simple listener. So what would this be? And then we'll basically do the same thing except for the local connection. Let's copy this over, and then on client connection change. Okay, so I only care about the client connection state change for in the start client state. And then I hand local info connection state. Okay, so we'll actually care about a few different. So if, actually we'll do a switch. Okay, so if it's connected, then we'll want to load the next scene. Else, if it's I don't really think this disconnected can actually happen, but let's see here. a second client rejected. And then how this will work. So we set message text value enable to, or let's do this. Host rejected our connection. Yeah, so if it's disconnected, we'll set it to state error. Then here we'd set it to client rejected. Okay, so I think that's all good. Okay, and then server info. I'm gonna change this to server connection state. Yes, that can't happen. And then we should also set none here, I think. Wait, how did I do that again? See, so if it can't start the okay, so it just stays none. So what we actually want to do is right here, if server info connection equals, or basically if it does not equal server connection state open, or let's do it this way. Otherwise, we set the state to start error. Okay. And then we won't ever go back unless they click this button. And then we'll do something depending on what the state is. Switch. Actually, let's do this way. If local info or connection state does not equal int server connection state none, then we'll call stop client. I think it's actually typeless. we get those objects right here. Okay. Then we stop host. Else if local info connection state does not equal and client connection state, then we stop client. Okay, and then we set the state to none, and we set the screen to choose or pick host or client. Okay, and then here, I guess we do need the scene after all. Say screen. Okay, and then down here we don't really do anything except set the scene to game equals new mod loading scene. Okay. I think we're all good there. Okay, so now we do okay, I did that rejoin cancel button, rejoin text. Then in the lobby scene I need to add this new object. Rejoin screen controller. Alright, and then also when you press back, it should clear the rejoined file. Okay. Okay, oh yeah, I know what I need to do. Need to add a new screen object over here. And then we need to add the object here once Unity compiles. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so that's strange. Oh, sorry, it seems like my radio is dying. I think my connection's okay, but that's strange. I'll just pause it for a sec. Right, so wait, where was I? So I guess this wasn't happening. So connection ID, oh, it did start opening up the server. But the text isn't being updated. Oh, maybe that's because here. Yeah, I forgot to set this. Oh, not the title actually. And then this back button. There we go. Okay, so now it works. But obviously it won't find the client. Okay, so now one other thing I talked about a bit here is that now when the server tries to validate a player, it doesn't care only about the password, it also cares about whether the game is in progress or not. So we need to figure out how we'll send that. Okay, so command player info password. Okay, so all we need to do is add another field in here. Okay, and then let's delete some of these. Okay, so what this does, it waits until it gets the connection ID from the server, and then it tries to validate. So we pass this the password, player info, password, and in progress game. Okay, and then pass the info right there. Right, and then let's update this function. Okay, so yeah. So already if there's a host and client, we'll obviously try to disconnect them. So here they need to have a valid password. And okay, so we also need to add something to the server info. Let's see. Serialize field. Oh, and then private. once in progress game. Okay, so back down here. And then let's go ahead and say info in progress. And then server info once in progress. And I'll go ahead and did that. So valid password is either the connection ID is 0, which means it's the local client, or in other words, it's the client on the same machine as the host. And then similarly, we'll have valid game state equals connection ID equals 0, or server info once in progress game equals info in progress game. So now we need valid password and valid game state. Password / state. So we can add this stuff up here. Wait, this 2. In progress game, and then another one. Okay, so now this server will only allow connections to in progress games, or not. So we need to make sure we set that. So I think all that information is set. What is this? I thought that was a little weird. That's not how I want it either. Okay, that's better. It was covering up the bottom of the screen before. Alright, okay, so start client command. I don't know. I don't really like this type thing. Okay, so bool wants in prog. Yeah, the thing is that we'll need to be able to update this. Public bool game in progress. Okay, so yeah, we'll just let's always set this. I mean, now we can just, since we have that rejoin file, we can just get the information from there. We don't have to try and support just rejoining. In progress game equals command in progress game. And then same thing here. wonder. Well, no. Let's just keep it, because this way the password doesn't like stick around. I was gonna say, I wonder if we should just have the outside game track things like the password, but okay. So then local info dot in progress game equals false. Okay. And then let's see, what do we do next? Okay, well obviously we need to update here because it's gonna complain that it doesn't have a type anymore. So start host, and then we set once in progress game to true. And then here, once in progress game false. And then in progress game false. What's wrong with this? Oh, I did. Semicolon again. And last thing is this reconnection manager, which is just all wrong right now, but we'll fix that. Okay. So let's just Unity engine, private int port. Serialize field, and then private string address or server address, then Unity engine, serialize field, private int server port. And then let's see. Let me just update this stuff here. Server info port equals -1. And then local info server address empty. here we should actually clear this out, I just realized. Oh, okay, no, we don't want to. Never mind. Okay, so and the reason I did that is because on the reconnection manager, it makes it a lot easier to reconnect over here. So start host port equals server info port, password equals server info password, and then once in progress games is true. Same thing down here. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do is change this game in progress. And all we have to do for that is what is the script that I guess one easy way would just be in the mod loading screen right when we start up. Server info true, and then we'll do the same in the local info. Okay, I think that's good enough. Alright, so let's try this real quick. Alright, well, I guess there's nothing to try really. Let's build and run and make sure that we can just start a game. So let's see what it said. Okay, yeah, that's correct. And then we can see why did that not set to anything? Oh, because in the host, yeah, the server address never gets, this stuff doesn't ever get filled out. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, it doesn't make it all the way here, so that's good. Okay, something, yeah, something that's moved, but that's fine. Oh wait, maybe second players actually. let's close this and try to join back. Okay, so client connection change connected. Oh, that was the server. I think it's because, yeah, I haven't set the so we need to go to the chess scene, and then yeah, I need to add a reconnection manager now. So let's look in there and make sure there's not any huge incompleteness that I haven't done. So I see right away that I need to join the activatable list. Okay. This, yeah, listens to the server. So first check. On the first frame, it checks either the server or the client, depending on which one's corrected. And if the state is still first check, it says connected. Otherwise, let's see. If it's any of these, but we get disconnected, then it tries to reconnect. So why do I just, I think this is a bug, why do I only look at the server? I think it should actually be the generic state. And then send hello. Let's look at this. So if it's a server, we send this info. Okay, and then if it's still disconnected, then we know that the server failed to start because some other server's on our port. And I kept this for the client, even though I don't think that can ever happen. Okay, I do need to handle rejection though. Okay, yeah, so this isn't complete because it just says a hello. Okay. So yeah, if, and then we also connection state rejected. What should we do here? Because basically if we're rejected, then we can't restart the game up because the server will probably never accept us because the player has decided they don't want to play, or the other player decided they don't want to continue the game. For now, I'll just set can I type? Client rejected. And we'll need to like send some message out. Maybe if you're rejected, I'll just say that the game ended in a tie and you just continue on your way. Okay, let's do that. Handle client rejection in the play scene. So we'll need to remember to come back to that. Another thing we have to do is we need to handle receiving the hello replies. Which I don't think I do yet. So scene, activatable list, listener janitor, and then it's I listener, server hello, what is it? Server reply, yeah, reconnection server reply. And then it's scene, game, components, get component, messenger, server, reconnection reply, and int, component keys, reconnection, reply received, and the new simple listener. Connections. Oops. Oh, this is spelled wrong. That's why it's being kind of weird. Okay. On reconnection reply received. And then what this will do, so first thing, if reply dot no game state, then beluga debug log server replied no game state, and so this should also be a tie. Client rejection, and no game state received, because both of those states would be some kind of loss, or probably a win or a tie. And then the player would just exit the game. Okay, we did that. Needs to block. Players in game, host crashes, host starts new game with same info. Okay, yeah, we do this now. Okay, we don't do that. We're working on this. Okay, right, so if the server clicks rejoin, then let's see. Then the server tries to rejoin and they set once in game progress to true. But then if a client tries to connect to that server, I think it will be rejected. We can actually test that right now. Oh, we could, except it's complaining to me. Why is it not like this? there's no argument given that corresponds to subscriber. Yeah, so this. Oh, I said I listen to reconnection server reply. Maybe I did too many parentheses. Oh yeah, that was it. Okay. And then I need to add one more right here. Right, is that good enough? So what I want to do here is rejoin, and then the second player will try to just create a new game. And even though it has the correct password, yeah, it's rejected. Because we want to join to a newly created game, so I just want to make sure that worked. Okay, so otherwise we need to update the board. So we have this, what's this board set up to? Oh, this is like from the mod, I think. Find all references, game start generator. Okay, so this tells the game how to start it. Yeah, so that's fine. I just didn't remember that. Oh, it's the board creator I'm looking for. Okay, so... Oh, hey Yoko. Oh, thanks for following. Okay, so this creates a new board, but we should probably have something that just updates everything. Void update board network game state. Well, this should probably just be a whole other class, I think. So this would be board. What should I call it? Yeah, rebuilder. The reason this needs to be separate is because if we try to create a new board in the middle of a game, then all the objects that reference that board object would break all the references. So I think it's easier if we just like refill in all the variables in the board piece, in the board object. So let's see, public, or actually private void, rebuild board. It doesn't need to pass anything. Board equals scene, game components. Just get it out of here like normal. Alright, I need to call get component. Okay, I think that's good. So we'll kind of let's copy this over. Then again, if we change all this info, all the objects are going to kind of need to update everything anyway. Let's see. So if I just create a new board, then I could reuse this logic. And then I'll have another function or messenger that I call. Kind of like how we used to have to get the board. I think that'll be okay. What language am I using? This is C# in Unity. Okay, yeah, so let's not do this actually. Okay, so if I get this, then we want to go to the reconnection manager. Okay, so private remote function board create board. Oh, I don't even get the remote function for the compile game state, I just noticed. Create board equals scene components. Get component. Okay, okay, not separate the lines on that character maybe. Now convert remote function to. Oh right, forgot the second argument. Okay, and then I need to get the compile game state while I'm thinking about it. Scene components, get component. I don't like how it always inserts extra spaces when I do that. And component keys. There we go. Okay, so now once we get this, we will call board equals create board. Query reply game state, and then we need to set scene game components register component. Ooh. And component keys game board. So now that's inserts a new board, and now I need to call a messenger. Yeah, we'll actually be the one that created it, so messenger, and I'll go ahead and send the board as an argument. New board message. Why is it not doing that? Oh, I forgot the W. Oops. Okay, so this is a new messenger, and then we need to start here. Opponent keys. Okay, we already have this board creative message, so I guess I'll reuse it. Okay. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and call it right here. New board message. Send scene game. Get why are you doing that to me? Oh, components, then get component. Board. Component keys, game board. Okay. That's just to be consistent. Alright, so now we took care of that, and we're going to need to do a whole lot of changes to the game, I think, to support that, but let's continue on the reconnection manager before I do that away. You're an aspiring game designer yourself? Yeah, I do indeed make games. That's good. It's a lot of fun to me. So, okay, what do we need to do next? Alright, so we create the board, now we need to send ready message. Send ready message. And should probably set the state somewhere. Okay, so what are we waiting for server reply? Do we ever set this anywhere? Right here. Connection state. Oh, okay, so right when we get connected, then we send the hello message. So we receive it. So we want to set signal to ready. If state equals int connection state. Waiting for server reply. Okay, so what do we have to send here? Oh, just our connection ID. Okay. And then the last thing we need to do is handle errors and the ready message. This song is really familiar, but I don't know where it's from. Okay, so I think these are typeless. I just have no idea where to start for making games. Next year, high school, taking classes that teach you how. Oh, Game Maker, yes, that's a good program. I'll also be taking computer science. Well, I would say if you want to get into it, before you even learn how to program, you can try to make board or card games. Because, oops, I didn't mean to move the types here, but yeah, because board and card games are really good to practice because, like I said, you don't need to know programming, and everybody has the materials to make them, basically. Okay, so this is reconnection. Already received. And then reconnection. Is this error? Okay, send error. confused about which one of these I need to use. Find all references. Okay, so this is the right one. Let's change this to let's use, since we're using reconnection, error received. I took game design this year, which basically teaches you game design process. Okay, so you have done board games before. That's good. Yeah, I think that they're pretty fun to make as well. So on already received, and then on error received. Okay, and I'll move these down to the bottom. Okay, so I think I already have a to-do item for this, right? So I'll just Luga debug log received error signal from server, and this again we'll need to just cancel out of the game or something because the other player can't load in. And here set state connection state. Okay, yeah, so now we're back to connected. Reconnection state, signaled ready. Okay, so now that we're connected, let's see, so we would get so yeah, go back to this, check connection, which would just wait and see if we got disconnected again, and then it would all start over. Okay, so I think that's everything we need to do. I've been thinking about learning C# in your spare time. Well, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're interested in making video games. C# is probably one of the easier languages to learn. But Game Maker is a little simpler than Unity just because it is only for 2D games, so it might be easier to start with that. I guess it depends what kind of game you really want to make. Okay, so I guess we'll just test things now. Oh right, I need to add the game board creator in here. Yeah, chess scene, and then new game, or wait, board creator. So this is its local player, and then it registers that. Okay. I'm not even worrying about the game logic right now. Just only reconnection system. Okay, so we'll join and start a new game over here. Load up chess. Okay, so 89. Chess scene, reconnection manager 71. Okay, I think I must not have compiler. Yeah, I didn't add this to the scene yet. Let's try it again. Okay. Start this back up. Okay, so ready in chess. Oh, wait, something else. 89. Is that the same thing? Reconnection manager 71. It is the same thing. Oh, that's because these are scene components, so they need to wait until the setup. Okay. But we don't actually have to do setup because we already have this that runs on the first frame, so just grab that right there. Any other scene components it tries to get? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Games don't like to drag sometimes. Game windows. So pick chess again and ready. Okay, so everything went through. It's a good first step. Okay, so now I'm gonna close this. Oh, I should have had some kind of debug whenever the reconnection state changes, but maybe it'll just work. Okay, doesn't look like it. So what I should do is add a listener to this. State, enter, and we'll subscribe, new simple listener. Oh. Simple listener int, Luca debug. String, and then we'll format this reconnection state. Okay, so now we'll. Oh, I need one more parenthesis. Yeah, let's actually. Let's skip that Unity engine. And we need to log error so that shows up on the external build debug log. Okay. So now we'll rebuild it again. This will help us know what the state of the reconnection engine is. Because I wonder if it was even running. we join, we start. So reconnection state. Oh, it's a number. That's kind of annoying. Well, let's see if it even changes when I disconnect. No, that's kind of weird. Let's see. So it checks client connection, and then client connection will go to disconnected. And then it would be on, oh, that's the second state after all. Okay, so that's correct. The second state's connected. So then it should go disconnect and set that state again. Okay, well now that I updated the debug, let's see. Should be a little clearer now, I hope. Right, and then start. Okay, so now it's reconnection state connected. Same there. And then if I exit this, you get client connection changed to none. So that's the problem. It should change to disconnected there. So why does that happen? Oh, that's not a good idea. Okay, so it only sets it right here on stop client. I thought that it would call on client disconnect. I thought we already figured out that's what happened. Let's see. Log error. Client disconnect. Client stop. So I might just need to separate this, because I really only want this to happen when we manually stop the client. So let's run it again and see what pops up in the debug log. I wonder if I am accidentally manually stopping it. Let's make this a little clearer. Debug log error manually stop host, and then we'll call the stop host. Do we need some other parentheses here? And then I want to do the same thing over here. So accept and then you stop client. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we need to rebuild that again. It is, yeah, it's log error. Just wait for this stuff to load again. Okay. Set. Seeking connection. Alright, looks good so far. Okay, so yeah, this is a little weird. It calls stop first and then disconnected. So what should I handle this? I guess I can just not rely on this. Okay, so let's change this to stop client command, and this won't be an override anymore. We don't even care about the override. Okay, and then just to clean this up. And then instead of calling the stop client, we'll call stop client command. And what this does is first it clears all this, and then it calls the actual stop client. Okay, and then that's the same thing for the server, which is down here, I think. Stop server command. Kind of changing the order. I hope. I'm not sure there's any way that this stop server could mess things up, like by shuffling around the order of operations here. Okay, well, let's add some. Okay, so we already have this disconnection. And stop server. So yeah, let's follow the code this time. So we call the stop client. It deletes all this, and then call the stop client function. Okay, so then. Okay, so yeah, we manually call it. So it doesn't even matter if this runs. But then if we actually do get disconnected from a network event and not manually stopping the server, then this would run and it would set it to disconnected. Which I think that's what I wanted to do, so. Okay, and the server works a little differently because, yeah, so we only set it to disconnect if we disconnect with our client. In fact, I think I should, let's comment this out. because the host connection is always 0. And the host connection is always on the same machine, so it's impossible to disconnect with it. Okay, so let's run this and see. So join and start. Okay, so client is connected, reconnection state's connected. Server ready. Server connection is right. I guess we could have just looked over here. So connection state's 2, which is connected, I remember. In progress game. Alright. So now if I close this, what happens? Okay, so now it works. Disconnected, disconnected. Okay, but now it's messing up because the address field is not working right. Server address, find all references. Okay, so I forgot to set that actually. And then server info port equals this network port. And then we need to do that up here, or actually, that was start host. Where's the start client? Okay, so right here, local info address equals this network address, and local info port is this network port. Alright, it's one step at a time. Pick chess. Okay. Okay, so now it's correctly set the client state to seeking because it's trying to find the server. So now if I rejoin, okay, it's working. Except it brought me here. Why is that? So clients change connected, reconnection state, waiting for server reply. Okay, so 60 and 64. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't. This is a good point. We don't get the mod folder to load the mod up, so we'll have to get that from the server. Let's see, where is this? Okay, this is just the problem of the mod not being there. Okay, let's look at component 60 and 64. Oh, it's not going to be easy to do. Oh, it is. You can mouse over it. So network mod list received. That's funny. Oh, I think. Yeah, I know why that happened. It's because the network player interface loaded, and then it got. Let's see. And it started getting these functions from the server, even though it wasn't in the lobby scene. So this stuff is null. It's kind of weird. Don't know if I need to try and fix that or not, because probably if one game is in the lobby and one game is not in the lobby and they're both connected, and then that would be an error anyway. So what I really need to do is somehow it needs to get the mod scene. Let's see, or the mod folder, I mean. Well, I guess it doesn't have to get it from the server. We can put it in the rejoin. Yeah, that's probably easier. The rejoin file will add one more string here. Okay, so here we don't actually know. Like, I think right now we create the join file right when we find a connection, but it actually should wait until we get into the mod loading screen. So port password string mod folder. Same here. And then data mod folder equals reader read string. Oops. Okay. So now it's going to throw some errors. So we don't. Yeah, so we just don't write this yet, or that. Instead, we'll wait and do it in the mod loading screen. Which makes more sense because you couldn't rejoin the game until then anyway. Actually, we should probably even do it in the actual play scene, because I don't think, because yeah, if there's an error here, then it just backs you out to the lobby and you can't rejoin yet. So yeah, right here. Right, let's do it in the reconnection manager. So here you're a server, and so rejoin. It's not like that. Oh. So right host. Server info port, server info password, and then let's see, I think we'll know the mod from here. Lobby choices. Components, get component, lobby choices, int. Actually, let's not worry. let's do this in the game database. Serialize field, private string, mod folder. Okay, and then what we'll set that will be the translator. Where is that? So database, oops, mod folder equals game link, game, get components, get component, lobby choices, int, component keys, lobby choices, mod folder. And then this is in the game database, which I guess we still have to get, so I don't know how much simpler it is really. Well, I guess we don't have to depend on the lobby choices anymore, so that's a good thing. And oh wait, I forgot component keys. And then database mod folder. Okay, and then here we write lobby rejoin file, write client, local info, server point. Oh wait, should be server address here. Server port, and then password, and then database mod folder. Alright. So now, let me make sure that this isn't, yeah, it's only referenced here, as it should be. And then clear, where is this referenced? Oops. We haven't pressed the back button in either place. And then read is on the rejoin screen controller. Okay, so I think we're all set there. And then the last thing we need to do, okay, so we need to set the lobby choices here. Let's see. How was this set before? Oh wow. Your component. Is this even used? Alright, this is right, because it's only on this server. Okay, so it sets it right here. Okay, so choices. Oh, I guess we should get it somewhere else. Oh, no, this is right. Yeah. And then all we do here is set the mod folder to I guess we can set that earlier. Doesn't make any difference. Let's do it before in case things happen very fast. That mod folder, and then the turn order choice we'll just set to 0. Okay. So now let's try this again. I'm gonna be happy when I finish all this netcode stuff. It's definitely interesting, but I'm starting to get a little tired of all this technical stuff. I want to get back into actual game design. It'll be fun when we move on to the next game, because we'll get to do hardcore game design, probably write some design documents and stuff. Okay, so now it's on seeking. Okay, so now got a null reference. Where was that? At compile state 31. But we got pretty far. I think the game got all the way up to finish loading, and then it was just waiting for the other game to send it a ready message. Okay, so it's a state compiler. Oh, here's, I already see the problem. I forgot to add this to the setup list. And what happens? Well, I guess we can go ahead and look at what line 31 is. Oh, well, since I added that line, it's down here. Yeah, it's just because active player is false. But actually, all this stuff is wrong now. Yeah, all this information is just stored in the board, and I need to go and update the rest of the game to do that. So board dot active player. Don't have to cast that anymore. Board dot what is this? Local player order. Okay. So we need the local information. Local player. Is this gonna work? So I think we need to change this a little bit. Go to definition. Okay, so yeah, I think we need to go back to having first and second player. And how this will work is like the game state compiler, we only know what the local player order is, so if board local player order equals first, then this is the local player dot connection ID, otherwise we just set -1 because we don't know. And then state second player is the opposite. consecutive turns. And then this, we'll have the server fill in these -1 values. Okay, that's good. But now we should fill in every, like, fix this up for. Okay, if local player connection ID equals state first player, else if local player connection ID equals state second player. Otherwise, we have something wrong. Assigned turn order. And then we'll set board local player order, which will basically just cause the game not to do anything, I think. Then what else? Start generator. So we got. Oh right, we didn't used to work this way, so. We should actually set that to -1 because 0 is actually used now. First, second. Oh gosh, there we go. Second player. Alright, and then. Okay, so where's the code that chooses between server, reconnection server manager? Alright, so let's see. Private void fix turn order. Network, game state. Okay, so if game state first player equals. Okay, so the first player is less than 0. Then if game state second player equals local or server info dot host, then we know that come on, first player must be the other one, so it's the client. Let's be a little more careful here, otherwise game state dot second player equals server info dot client. Otherwise, well, it's Unity engine debug log invalid turn order connection IDs received. Okay. And then I'll just copy this and we'll kind of reverse everything. Else if game state second player is less than 0. Oops. So I press Control V. Okay, so then we check the first player and then we set the second player instead. Just making sure I didn't fudge up anything. Okay, and then wait. So otherwise, Okay, I should actually check, because if both are negative, then that's a problem. Zero and game state. Second player less than 0. That's something else here. Another error could be if the connection IDs are something weird. So private bool is valid connection ID. So we return connection ID equals server info host, or connection ID equals server info client. So else not first and not is valid connection ID state second. Actually, this should be an or, because if either of them are invalid, then got a problem. So let's clean this up. Bool is valid or is invalid equals true. Oh wait, let's do it this way. Turn is valid, and then if not is valid, then we'll print that debug. So this code is a little confusing, but I think it's probably the best way to do it. So if both of the players are unknown, then we have a problem. And then if one is unknown and the second one is not valid, then we have a problem. And then if the second, and then if both are unknown, or if both of them are not unknown but they're either as invalid, then we have a problem. So basically, we have to have at least one valid player, and then either another valid player or an unknown. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So now we need to clean this up. If so, reply no game state should actually equal the fix turn order game state. is wrong. Okay, so this should actually be inverted because it returns true if it's good. So if it's not valid. Okay, so yeah, that's all good. So what else? Game state compiler, game start generator, and then the game board. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we can get this to load all the way through now. We're almost there. So join new game and start game. Okay, so and then we close that. Then we try to rejoin. Okay, so it's stuck there again. Game compiler 27. I thought that we just fixed that. Oh, I forgot to get the local player. Alright. Oh, the get component. Okay. Join and start. Load up chess. Okay. Okay, so now it got a little farther. But we do have something else wrong. Insertion failed. At component registry, register component. Oh, I know what it is. It's because we tried to override the board and it doesn't like that. Right here. So I think I have to go like scene, game, components, remove component, and component keys, game board. Okay. Just want to get it to load all the way through. Join and oh, what happened? Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. So back, start. Huh. Yeah, the client is not connected, but somehow it went through. Let's see. Yeah, a friend does not have because there's not a friend there. Okay, well, let me let's see, try rejoin, cancel, then try host. Made it some weird bug. I wonder if that's reproducible. Oh, the rejoin thing's not there anymore. Yeah, I just want to test this. Okay, and then we'll exit. Oh, it got through. Is this getting any errors? No, it's good. Okay, so let's see if we go the other way around. Okay, so now it's like all messing up, but probably because it didn't. Oh, I think it's because the server is still open. Great, so yeah, I'll need to fix that. We'll do that later. First I want to see if that other weird error is still reproducible. Okay, so yeah, I rejoined and then this tried to join a new game. And the server rejects us as we think it should. And then I just said start game and it let me through. Okay, so yeah, I'll have to see what's up with this. Good thing it is reproducible. Okay, so server, try rejoin, client, join new, server, and is rejected. Server cancel, then try start new host. And then reconnection when client disconnects, server is still open but tries to open again. So yeah, we just need to fix that, and then basically all play scene objects need to grab the new board object on reconnection. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably still be working on this tomorrow. Maybe we'll get to implement the Lua scripting. That'll probably be our next project. So we'll go back to modding. And then we'll just do finishing touches on the game to make it actually playable all the way through. And then I'll probably call it good enough. And we'll move on to the final game. Or, I don't know, I don't really know what to call it, but if this is a prototype, what would the next game be called? But anyway, we'll move on to the Fire Emblem Pokemon. But yeah, think it's time for me to go, so thanks everybody for watching. It was good chatting with you, Yoko. And if you want, you can follow my Twitch to be notified when I go live tomorrow at 5 Eastern. So I hope to see you there. Alright, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.